Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, but not good night. The intention of this video is to compare B2 and C1 use of English, part 2, open close. The best way to explain it is using real exams provided by Cambridge official website, including its answers. B2, Turbai Stunt Rider. C1, Managing Change. The most important difference is that B2 uses basic grammar rules and high frequently, collocation, phrasal verbs, linking words, and fixed expressions. However, C1 uses less frequent ones. The first thing we are going to pay attention to is the relatives in B2, and there are two. Where and which. However, in C1, there is none. And if there was one, it would be whose, which is considered the most difficult relative in B2. In B2, they use common phrasal verbs, look after, give up, put off, call off, take off. However, in this exam, they have used a less common one, but as you see, you have to choose between two, work out or work on. So even if it's a difficult one, you have several options. In C1, we have put forward suggestions, and here is an example of the ones that can appear. Bring about, cause, take on, responsibility, hold up, delay, put forward, already mentioned, and turn down, making reference to an offer. As you see, phrasal verbs in C1 are less commonly used in everyday language. They are less formal and used in a specific context. In B2 related to prepositions, in addition to appearing in phrasal verbs, they are frequently seen following a verb, an adjective, a noun, which is less common, or a fixed expression. For example, in this case, we have I have a degree in, which appears constantly in common vocabulary used in the writing section when writing an application letter. Noun plus preposition. However, the most common ones are adjectives plus preposition. For example, responsible for, and others are good at, afraid of, interested in, or prepositions following a verb, look at, as in agree with, believe in, or depend on. In B2, they may also appear in common fixed expressions as apart from. However, in C1, they appear in fixed expressions such as at times, at least, and here there is a list of a few more: in charge of, in accordance with regard to. This does not mean that they do not appear prepositions in C1 after a noun, a verb, an adjective. However, they are less common. As in the phrasal verbs, a less common context. They would be much more formal. Dealing with linking words that are very frequent, we have in the C1, despite. However, in B2, there isn't any, and they frequently appear. So, due to its importance, I provide a list of B2 and C1 linking divisors. With emphasizers, there is so, I was so impressed in B2. In C1, we have such rapid change. Such also appears in B2, but it is less common than so. Hope I've helped you understand the main differences between B2 and C1 open close. And remember, dominating this exercise is all about practice and technique. Bye bye.